All right, everyone, welcome back for another episode of Carnivore Trades. Today is Tuesday, August 31st, 2021. So market's kind of just having an inside day of yesterday, and look at how small the range was from yesterday's candle here on the SPY, and we're still managing to have an inside day. Basically flat to negative across the board. S&P down about 1.5 tenths of a percent. Q is about 1/10 of a percent. Really just kind of a boring day across the board. Again, 33 million shares traded as we approach the 3:45 time frame here, and looks like we're going to be even lighter than yesterday's volume, yesterday's trading volume today, despite really being negative, which is usually an anomaly. But it is the end of the month, so there may be some profit taking, window dressing going on, and so forth. Might just be a routine pause day. But tomorrow, remember, first of the month, we're going to have pension funds, 401ks, and the like, mutual funds receiving first of the month money injections. So it would not surprise me to see a pop on the open. And if the light volume continues, which it should, as we get closer and closer to Labor Day weekend, this market may have a pretty sizable up day, if I had to take a guess. So just be watching out for that tomorrow. Some sectors that's showing a little bit of weakness today are transports. So transport's getting hit here, down over 1%. We have industrials down 0.3, nothing huge, but same thing with energy, 0.4%. But it's a little bit notable because we do have a higher yield today. So yield's getting a bit of a relief rally here. Again, yield's just kind of hanging in there, but this market has really been driven off of the 10-year really for months now. And just to see those sectors not really get a bid there. I think fins are negative as well. Yeah, so fins down a little bit. So the typical sectors that do well with a higher yield are also kind of under pressure today. But again, the participation is so light. There's so little participation in this market. It's really just algos and basically small buyers jumping in, and basically day traders and so on and so forth. There's no real big boys doing anything here. Most of them are likely really just taking the extended vacation into Labor Day weekend. But as far as a few sectors, we can go through gold. So gold again consolidating. So this looks like it wants to have another push, probably past the 1840, 1850 area. So we had this nice bounce off the lows, and we went sideways, had a little 3-bar pullback, then a pop, and now we're going sideways again. So gold looks like it may be setting up to move higher here. And coinciding with that, obviously, the dollar index. We have to talk about that. Dollar flat, but nice little bounce off of this trend line. So it did back test that trend line. You also have the 50 moving average right in there as well. So no surprise to see the dollar get a bit of a bid there, even though it's finished slightly negative on the day. You guys know I've been talking about this upsloping trend line, however. So if gold does get a bid here, and or the dollar pulls back, or vice versa, I do expect the dollar to put in a higher low. And that would coincide with, the month of September. Markets traditionally come under pressure in the month of September. Lots of profit taking, institutional participation's a lot higher. And August is known as like it's a pump and dump month. It's you have this. If we flip back over the S&P, we have this huge run here, and then just like last year. Just like last year, you had this huge run, and then we went vertical right at the very end. And that's just the pumping into retail and getting retail just to FOMO in. And then September's for profit taking. And then, that's usually what happens. So, just be aware of that. I think towards the middle of the month, we got, I have a cycle date potentially coming up in the middle of the month, and patrons will get that first. But yeah, I mean, I think this market probably holds up until then. But I think we do get our actual correction. It'll be more than 3% this next time. At least if it's not going to happen now, then I don't know when it's going to happen. But I mean, we've had a lot of 3 and 2 and 3.5% correction. This one was barely 5% here. That was way back in March. It feels like a long time ago. But this market's just held that 50 moving average for a long time, and we just got to continue to respect it until it proves us otherwise. But we'll see what September brings. There's some important dates coming up. But with that said, we had some other areas going on. Bitcoin kind of just holding up here as well. Again, just backing off of that 618 area, really the 50% 618 retrace. And again, this is just kind of consolidating for, you know, potentially a move higher. Again, my target here would be kind of this upsloping trend line, and you know, really the 55K area would be like max upside, I think, for the near to medium term. As far as real stocks, Zoom had a big hit, so that was one of the real headlines today. One of the only headlines, but it does have some support in this area, and I've already given that one out to patrons. So if you want to get in on that, come join me on Patreon for $5. It's super cheap. You can pay it off with one trade that we take, literally probably a year's worth of membership, if not more. But anyways, yeah, so there's a level I like on Zoom. If we get there and the pattern is good and I like it, we'll take that trade. So if you want to get in on that one, this is a stock that I took 14% on earlier. Right in here in the middle of July, we got in at the lows, dumped it at the highs. So it's 14% there. And I think we can get a pretty good gain on it again if it gets into my level the right way. But outside of that, don't really have too much for you. We talked about that inverse head and shoulder, or excuse me, inverse, that failed head and shoulders on copper. And copper, again, just kind of pausing here. But, you know, the metals are holding up well. Silver's holding up well. I like what silver is doing. And, yeah, this failed head and shoulders, yeah, these patterns are powerful. When patterns fail, you know, it can give you a really violent move on the other side. Actually, a good case in point here would be Zoom. So if we look on the weekly, we had a really nice bear flag here, and it started to break down and then immediately failed. You closed back above this breakdown area, and then it just took off to the upside. So it's just a little educational tidbit for you. Failed patterns are, you know, can often give you a really big move in the opposite direction, and I look for those all the time. But anyways, guys, 10 minutes to the close here. Spider's just kind of getting a little bit of a pop. They might even close it positive if we get some short covering. But anyways, guys, take care. I will talk to you tomorrow on the chart, and you guys have a great rest of your day.